Good morning, everybody. I want to start out today by thanking every one of you for your patience in this. We've been through some really trying times the last month or so as we navigate through these challenges. And we've learned a lot about ourselves, we've learned a lot about our dealers, and we've certainly learned a lot about supply chain management. The first thing you need to be aware of, we've been working with limited staff. We can only have so many people here during regular hours, and because of social distancing requirements. And lots of you have recommended that we go to 2 shifts. The problem is we don't have people trained to do a double shift. So the same people that work in the more day shift couldn't work the night shift. So to bring people on and to train them and get them up and going, it's probably not a logical option for us. So we are working overtime. We're doing everything we can to get the bikes out, but just be patient with us. We've got a record number of orders. We're shipping out a record number of bikes. And obviously there'll be some snafus as we change systems and learn. Our biggest challenges have been supply chain challenges, but they're not major. They're I would consider to be relatively minor. Put aside the bikes that are coming in, namely boomerangs and other bikes that you've ordered that are due in this month. We've had some supply chain shortages on grips, seats, and tires, mainly the brown package. So when you're ordering the brown package, you're not going to get what you think you're going to get because we've run out of grips. What we've done in order to facilitate getting more bikes shipped out is most of you are aware they've gotten bikes. If you ordered a brown package and it didn't have a brown package, we put the tires, the grips, and the seats in the package. We take the black seat out, put the brown seat in, but the grips and the tires, we're not going to change. You get a bunch of free tires for your trouble and grips, and and you're off to the races. And that's been very helpful. We have come up with some solutions though for the seat shortage. We've run out of regular brown seats, so we're now giving memory foam seats as part of that. So they're getting a free upgraded seat. Most customers may not notice that, but you will. Just so if you get a memory foam seat and you have a standard one, I put the standard on, put the memory seat up for sale, and collect money for it. You can do the same thing with grips. The grips we've completely run out. The factory is slow to come back and arise because we kept throwing all these brown packages in. That's caused us to run out of grips. Otherwise, we would have had enough. So you may be getting grips that look like this. They look just like a Pedego grip, except they're slightly darker and they don't say Pedego on. We bought all we could on the open market in order to solve the problem we have. That's going to carry us for a little while, but then we run out of those. We're then going to give you the memory grips, the upgraded grips, the ergonomic ones. Those will be coming. So you can expect to start to see those show up in the packages. So I think we'll be okay doing both the memory foam seat upgrade and the brown. Truly's been tough. We ordered Truly racks. We ordered 100 racks we were supposed to do in last week. Only 45 showed up. Apparently they're having supply chain shortages. So if we're out of a rack, it's not necessarily because we're not doing our job or other people, I shouldn't say not doing their job. There's a lot of supply chain challenges because essentially the factories all over the world were shut down for 60 days. So everybody's scrambling to get inventory. We're doing fine. We're a little light on accessories because on top of all these bikes you guys are selling, which is fabulous, you're also selling a whole potload of accessories. Our accessory department has never been busier, shipping and filling. And I know the mirrors, which I love, and I put them on my bike. I've got a bike with mirrors and without mirrors. I don't want to ride the bike without mirrors. The mirrors are fabulous. So we've come up with a fabulous mirror. And if you use them, you'll become a fan just like I have. In fact, yesterday you can see I'm a little red. I'm actually sunburned. 35-mile ride yesterday to Huntington Beach gave me maybe a little bit too much sunshine. I asked Wendy before I got on the call, how can we help? Her biggest challenge right now is back orders. We have a lot because we have a lot of bikes coming in, and you guys are selling bikes at a record pace. We got more orders last week than we got in the whole month of March. Just astronomical amount of orders and back orders, and managing these back orders is a challenge for us, but it would help if you didn't call her all the time asking her which back order, when am I going to see my bikes? But you can send her an email and give her a day or so to reply. She's backed up with phone calls, and her and Justine are doing the best they can. But obviously with this increased volume, it's a lot more work. And she's getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning to get orders put in for you folks, and she's working on Saturdays. But please, the dates are changing on these containers. We're pretty reliable supply. We're getting 2 or 3 this week. We expect the same amount next week. We're going to start to see the new colors. We're going to start to see the brake lights coming in. We're going to see more and more bikes with hydraulic brakes on them. We've got a lot of things that are rolling, and our supply chain is continuous and it seems uninterrupted. It's just a little bit delayed. So if we can just be a little bit patient here, we're going to get through this, and let's hope this continues. I mean, I think it's a great problem to have. I talked to my friends in the restaurant business, and they're decimated. They've got they have almost no hope to open, in some cases, even back opening up again. So let's count our lucky stars. We're appreciative of you, and thank you for being patient. If there's serious issues, call me, call Cassidy, call Tom. We're here, Johnny, on the spot. We're running down, picking parts and getting stuff shipped out, whatever we need to do to take care of the customer. For bike orders, though, if you give us an order today, it's probably a week before we're going to ship it. An order placed today probably won't ship till next Monday. And I know you guys are selling a lot more bikes, and every time I see another email, can you add 1 bike? Can you add 2 bikes? Can you add 3 bikes to this order? That disrupts us. Not saying we're not going to honor it or try to get it done, but please try to save your orders up and give the customers a loaner bike. Give us a little bit of breathing time to get these bikes out to you. We will get them to you. If we say we have them, we do, or getting them in, we will, and we'll ship them. We just need a little bit of patience. After all that, I want to thank you one more time, and I'm going to turn it over to Cassie.
Yeah, I just want to kind of reemphasize the message we really wanted to get across this morning was just, by and large, 99% of you have just been awesome and extremely patient and understanding about everything that's going on, and we're really grateful for that.
I'd say 90%.
Okay. The other thing, just really quickly, in general, I want to talk about is we've been really delighted to see the orders and hear the feedback. Many of you have actually shared your actual sales numbers with me, and that's helpful for me. But in general, what we're hearing is, by and large, you're having record-breaking months. Now, we have a feeling that might be a little bit biased because we think the people that are doing the best are going to be the most likely to want to talk about it. So we're going to be sending out a survey in the next couple of days, maybe even today, trying to get a sense of how your sales are doing, and then also what bikes are selling the best, what you need the most, just to help us with our planning and to help us have a better understanding of what's actually going on. We see the sales coming in, but we know there's a disconnect between what's happening here and what's actually happening at the store level. So we appreciate your participation in that. Obviously, the more people we can get to participate in the survey, the better the information that we're going to get is. We'll try to keep it a minimum number of questions, just to encourage you to participate. The next thing I want to talk about is we probably got, I don't know, at least a dozen phone calls and emails just over the last weekend that match this pattern. I just printed one out just to kind of share with you what it is, and I think this is really important. And what it says is, it's a Mother's Day gift is the subject. This is an email that was sent through the contact form of the website. Was wanting to get my wife a bike. I believe that your local stores are closed right now, trying to see what options I have, period. So I'm not going to pick on the individual store that's the closest. That we've been having people give us a zip code. But I looked it up, and this store is open. I know they're open, and their website has their normal business hours. They have not changed anything. They're operating as normal as an essential business, not even by appointment only. Their Google business listing has not been updated at all, just says their normal hours. So they're open. But I just want to reemphasize this. I've talked about it, I know, at least 2 other occasions, but there's going to be a certain percentage of people that are going to automatically assume that you are closed. They don't know necessarily that bikes are an essential business. So please, I'm almost begging you, for your own sake and for everyone's sake, we're seeing enough of these emails. It's a major problem that people don't understand what's going on. So the 2 biggest ways you can help this, maybe I'll give you 3 actually, would be your Google business listing. There is a way that you can, we shared about this, you can go look at the old calls, where you can be very specific about how your business is operating due to COVID-19. If you don't, what will happen is your normal hours will be there, and there'll be a little triangle that says this could be impacted by COVID-19. And again, a certain number of people are just going to assume that you're closed if you don't update it. The second thing you could do would be to update your web page. Specifically, the teal bar is meant for things like this. You can have an announcement there that says we are open, or we're open by appointment, or whatever it is. The third thing I think it would be to post on your Facebook page, a post about what's going on, and then pin it to the top. And if you need help with that, we can give you instructions on how to do it. So very simple. It could not possibly take more than 5 minutes, and it certainly won't hurt anything. The next thing I want to talk about is when all this started, it was a little unsure, where we were going to be at, and I suggested that I suggested that everybody actually consider pausing their Google local search ads. Also, for some of the newer stores that are starting up, we haven't been really saying, okay, you should be doing this like we normally do. And I think it's time now, based on everything, you maybe could consider waiting a little bit longer, but if you have paused your AdWords or limited your budget, I think it's time now to turn those back on, or if you haven't started with them and you're newer, I think it would be, it's a good time to start. I've been looking at some of the information that Google is putting out. You can see what the search volume is for electric bike and e-bike and electric bicycle and even the word Pedego, and they're all off the charts. Record numbers of people are searching for electric bikes right now. So I think it makes sense to start spending that money on advertising. You have a case that a lot of you are operating at close to your capacity anyway, but many of you still have bikes on the floor, and you still want to get as much business as you can. So I think if I was a store right now, I would have my ads running on full blast. The last thing I want to talk about, this is a little bit of a shout out to one of our newer dealers in Pedego Peninsula, which is between Cleveland and Akron. And I just happened to see something that they posted on social media, and they were some little tags that they were putting on each bike saying that this has been disinfected for the next guest. And so I've asked Santiago to come up with a design. We've got a few revisions to make to this. We're going to, instead of e-bike, we'll say Pedego, and disinfected instead of sanitized, and so on. So he's got a handful of quick revisions we'll be making to this. But in general, we're going to be printing probably today or tomorrow a significant number of these tags that can go on the bikes as you're kind of opening up or whatever's going on, whether people are shopping or renting or whatever's going on. We can kind of make a note, if nothing else, just for your staff, hey, this bike has been cleaned. So be on the lookout for these. I'll let you know when they actually come in. In the meantime, you may consider doing something just kind of on the fly. I think this is a really good idea, something that's pretty easy. And we'll probably see more and more of this as life goes on. When the restaurants do start to open back up, they'll probably have a little placard on the table that says this table is, disinfected or whatever. So I think this is a great idea, and stay tuned for that. And thanks to Pedego Peninsula, Nancy and Keith there. I'm willing to bet it was Nancy that thought that up, but I could be wrong about that. So thanks for tuning in. That's all I've got to share today. Anything you'd like to add, Ron?
Just want to support that Cassidy sends out a survey. We don't send them out very often. When we do, we really dissect, and that information is very valuable to us. We want to gauge what's going on in your market so we can, tailor our marketing programs. As far as the turning on your Google AdWords, I wouldn't do it if you have enough business. If you have enough business, fine. It's when your business starts to slow down a little bit, it would be a good time to start spending the money on AdWords. Would you agree with that?
Well, how much is enough?
Well, that's true. Just enough that you can handle it. Yeah. Right now, we're not turning on Google AdWords because we've got enough business we can handle at least for the next week or so. Plus, with the back orders, it's probably going to carry us through the whole month. So we're going to be busy this month. This is May. This is National Bike Month. It's also going to be National Best Month Pedego Ever Had Month. And hopefully you guys have the same thing. April was great. I think May is even going to be better. And we're going to do the best we can to support you. I just ask you to be patient with us. We're working as fast as we can. Thank you, everybody.